Hi, I'm Riley Marshall, and I'm going to talk about my experience with the new student dialogues here at Clemson. I participated in the socioeconomic new student dialogue, where we talked about different things that make up socioeconomic status and how that defines us. But to start off, we just talked about what a dialogue was, and that's an exchange of ideas or opinions. It's not a debate where you're trying to tell someone something you believe is true and you're trying to, win the debate, and it's not a lecture where someone is just telling you what they believe. And the important part is that you exchange ideas and learn from what other people have to say and other people's life experiences. Our group had somewhat of a true dialogue. A lot of people contributed their ideas, but then there were other people that didn't say anything, and so we missed out on hearing their experiences in their input. So to start off, we just talked about what socioeconomic status is and the different things that make that up, which include gender, age, race, income, religion, hometown, and things like that. And we made a pie chart of ourselves and the different things that made us who we are, different things of our socioeconomic status, and then we shared that with each other. And it was interesting because even people of the same socioeconomic status value different aspects of themselves more than others, and I think that that just shows that we're a community of different people, even if we have the same backgrounds. It would have been a little bit more interesting if we would have had more people, a more diverse group, because our group as a whole had very similar backgrounds, so we didn't have any really unique perspectives into that, but we did what we could with it. The next thing we did was a step forward, step back activity, where the leaders would make a statement and we would step forward if it pertained to us and step back if it didn't. And most of the stuff was about privilege, and one thing that got me was, did you have 50 books in your house growing up? And that's just something that I really took for granted, but I didn't really realize how that has, my privilege has accounted for my education and has gotten me here. But then there are people in the room that necessarily didn't have that growing up, and it just shows that they overcame their socioeconomic status and we're all here together despite our different backgrounds. And so that really opened my eyes to just privilege and how that plays a factor in our lives. The next game we played was called The Game of Life, and we were divided into 3 classes, the upper class, the middle class, and the lower class, and just things happened that could happen in life, like there was a flood, and it just showed us how much more that impacts the lower class because they didn't have insurance, and so the financial toll was hard on them anyways because they're the most vulnerable, but that just made it worse. And I think that it just shows that we need to be aware of people and how privilege can make us who we are, and be aware of those who aren't as privileged and be there to help them out when times are hard. And just understand that there's stresses in people's lives that we don't even understand. Some people don't understand how financial stress can be such a part of people's lives, and it can be part of college too for a lot of people. And overall, through the new student dialogue, I learned that socioeconomic status plays a really big role in our life, more so than I think I realized before, and that we just need to be mindful of other people and their differences, and people might have been brought up with very different backgrounds than I was, but we're all at Clemson together, and we need to make the most of it and be able to talk about our differences and not judge each other, or not only hang out with people that are just like us, because people that are different have a lot to offer. And it also kind of showed that everyone has challenges and due to their socioeconomic status, whether that be gender or financial, there's always obstacles that it brings with it. And I think the dialogue was a great way to start off college because I got to meet people that I might not have met otherwise and just talk about real things instead of what my major is and what my hometown is, and get to talk about things of substance, which was good for a change. And I enjoyed it. It was a good experience.